I'm Daniel Silva. This is my studio. This is a sculpture that we are just towards the end of making, which is a boat that will go outside the new cancer center at Guy's. It started from a boat which was found underneath the Guy's but couldn't be moved. And that boat started a kind of ideas or different reflections on what the area was in the past, thousands of years ago, and how the Thames would have been very much like Venice, and that there were canals going through, and this boat that was found under the new cancer center was a memory of that story.
I think it's a fascinating landscape because the Thames was quite different. It was wider, and North Southwark was in effect a series of little islands. So people were living on these islands, trading, carrying out their usual day-to-day life. They felt the need at times to fill in some of the channels to make their area bigger, and the boat will have been basically in a backwater and abandoned, and this is how we know about it. And you can see that replicated now in terms of what the relationship between North Southwark is and the city. It is very much the kind of like the poor relative, but in Roman times there's a settlement that is nearly as big as the city, spread out across these little islands, with people burying their dead, buying their food, growing food, abandoning their boats. I had a kind of a epiphany moment a few years ago that we have this approach to archaeology that the archaeologist's word is the last word on a matter. You know, there's a record, there's an interpretation, and somebody like Daniel, an artist, a writer, can actually create a different story and different vision, a different view of what happened.
I think what drew me to the boat was the structure of it, the fact that it's very similar to the boat that we've got, and these faces which look very much like the sculptures I make today. They're kind of eroded, and you can't see them on this boat so much, but usually what I do is we'll make the sculpture and then it will evolve in my studio. So the starting point was very much this kind of these heads that were on the sides of the boat, but the front of the boat is very much, there's a face there as well. So the boat is quite human in a way, even though it's a boat. So it becomes this kind of humane object. In that space, looking back at sculptures that were made by someone else's hand a long, long time ago is very relevant today, even though there's a gap of time. So that same hand really has the humanity and can really explain what it was like to be then, which is something I think we're very interested in today. My boat that will go outside triggers all these different ideas and memories, and it kind of reflects on that boat, but again it kind of creates a different view of kind of memory. So we can see it when we walk in. We kind of ask ourselves questions about ourselves now, but start thinking about what was. And it all goes back to the idea that we were exactly the same. The people that were here before us were very much exactly the same as us. And this idea that we are very sophisticated today doesn't really work. We are very much similar, suffer from the same problems that people did 2,000 years ago, and battle with the same things, and enjoy the same things too.